Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, we are diving into a common and frustrating issue, a car that won't crank and won't start. Whether you are a seasoned car enthusiast or a new driver, this is a problem you might encounter at some point. But don't worry, we are here to help you troubleshoot and hopefully fix the issue right in your own driveway. Let's get started. First, let's clarify what we mean by no crank, no start. When you turn the key in the ignition or press the start button, and you don't hear the engine trying to turn over, that cranking sound, that's what we're talking about. It's like your car isn't even attempting to start. Now, let's discuss the common causes of no crank and no start. 1. Battery issues. The electrical system of your car relies on the battery to provide the necessary power to start the engine. If the battery is dead or has insufficient charge, it won't be able to power the starter motor. This results in the engine not cranking or starting. 2. Faulty starter motor. The starter motor is responsible for cranking the engine. If it fails, it won't be able to turn the engine over, which means the engine won't start. A common sign is a clicking noise as you turn the ignition key. 3. Faulty ignition switch. The ignition switch sends power to the starter motor and other essential components needed to start the engine. As the ignition switch becomes defective, the circuit won't complete, which causes the starter motor not to engage. 4. Blown fuse. The starting system of car is protected by fuses. If a fuse related to the starter circuit blows, it will interrupt the electrical flow. As the electrical flow interrupted, your engine won't crank or start. 5. Empty fuel tank. An empty fuel tank may also lead to no start, no crank condition. It is a simple logic: without fuel, the engine cannot run. If the fuel gauge is faulty, it might show incorrect fuel levels. 6. Fuel pump problems. The fuel pump delivers fuel from the tank to the engine. If the fuel pump fails, the engine won't receive the fuel it needs to start and run, leading to no crank and no start condition. 7. Loose or damaged wiring. The starting system relies on a network of wires to transmit power and signals. Loose or damaged wires can interrupt the flow of electricity, preventing the starter motor from engaging. 8. Anti-theft system. Modern cars often come with anti-theft systems that can disable the ignition or fuel system to prevent theft. If this system malfunctions or is triggered, it can prevent the car from starting. If you've checked the battery, terminals, starter motor, and fuses, and your car still won't crank, it might be time to call in a professional. There could be more complex issues at play, like a problem with the ignition switch or a fault in the car's security system.